Hi, this is a response to Dr33776 on a video on the Ether's Elephant channel titled "This Explosive Exchange Still Matters. Here's Why." Anyway, 33776, he made a comment that there is basically no Mormon doctrine that's changed that hasn't been changed in the last 200 years. Anyway, by the way, I'm posting this video because YouTube censorship. Even though I don't say anything improper, they delete my post. Okay, so in response to that statement, the answer is false. No doctrines of the church have changed since its founding. Plural marriage is still doctrine. It is just given and taken away per God's will, as it always has been in scriptural history. If you look at scriptural history, it comes and goes. The standard has always been single man, single woman. But there are the occasional exceptions for God's own reasons. The priesthood ban was never a doctrine; it was a policy of the church. Many attempts were made to understand the actual doctrine behind it. The various theories many LDS made, but most are wrong. Further, the priesthood ban never applied to blacks. It only applied to those of African lineage. Even whites were banned. Blacks of India, the islands, parts of Central South America, etc. were all given the priesthood. And many of these blacks were just as black as any African black. And as you may know, the racism against blacks was primarily due to skin color. Slightly different than the racism against Jews. In scriptural history, the priesthood was actually banned for most of biblical history. All tribes, lineages were banned from it. Only the Levite tribe or lineage was allowed to have the priesthood. In Jesus' times, non-Jays, aka Gentiles, were banned by Christ from having the gospel officially taught to them. There was a couple of mentioned exceptions in the scriptures, but Christ put in a ban for the gospel itself. He wanted the gospel to go to the Jews first. It actually took a revelation to Peter after Christ's death for the gospel to be also preached to non-Jews, aka Gentiles. What else do you have? Temple practices changed. Again, no doctrine was changed in any temple practices changes. The doctrines the practices are based on are all still doctrine. You might try to claim Adam God theory or something, but I think most people actually misunderstand what Brigham was actually teaching, and it's actually kind of still taught in the temple. So that's my opinion, of course, after probably 40 years with anti-Mormonism, including being an anti-Mormon myself once. Anyway, got anything else? I probably won't be able to reply to you in the thread in question, but I can reply to you in this video probably. Well, of course, maybe not, who knows. The freaking YouTube censorship, they can never rely, can't rely on anything. Anyway, so those are my responses to you. Have a good day, Dr33776.